How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Friday evening, so
Oh, yeah, thank you for carving out time from your evening on Friday to teach us.
no.
I have my Gua Sha tool
Oh,
ready,
great.
and I have
Very
some
good.
oil as well.
Perfect.
So, why don't you just quickly introduce yourself and tell us what we're going to cover today?
So my name is Ada, and I'm a facialist and an acupuncturist. So I incorporate Chinese medicine principle in a lot of my facials. So if you come into my facial, it's usually not just treating the face. Because from my background, I always feel that the skin is just a reflection of what's happening within the body.
Yeah.
So then we'll start with a more like a 360 diagnosis on lifestyle, well-being,
Mhm.
and then we will start to, come up with a plan on what to do with the skin and well-being. Is there anything that we can be adjusted to help with our internal well-being that can be reflected over the skin as well? So
Fantastic.
yeah.
Okay, so let's get started. I have this little tool myself here, and I know your gua sha, the one that you make yourself, is huge. I mean, like for reference, like mine is mine's a lot smaller, but this is typically like what you find. Like the one that I have, the green one, is like what you find in a lot of beauty stores, like here in New York and in the States. And when someone first buys one of these, I think a lot of people don't quite understand, like where do you start in the face? Like what exactly is like how do you sculpt the face? How do you drain the face? Like what time of day do I
Yeah.
use it? So what are your tips for that?
Yeah. So first, let's talk about size.
Mhm.
So this is, the same shape, I would say. And this is the normal size that you can get on the market, I would say. And actually, this one is the one that I have been using since my as a teenager.
Oh my
So
gosh.
this is antique.
Yeah, that's like the
So like,
one's so small. Like if you see it on my face,
yes, exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. So the reason why, because this is a family used shape and it's just very traditional in Chinese
Yeah.
medicine for using it on the face. I've actually kept the design of it, but making it much larger because being larger, it feels more ergonomic.
Yeah.
And because if you hold it, gua sha, there are different ways of gua sha, which I can talk about afterwards. But this gives you more versatility on when you're doing even deeper strength and
Yeah.
working on larger body parts like the neck.
Neck.
While this might be slightly more limiting, but I'm not saying that it's not good. Still, if you
Yeah.
have one of those, keep it at home. And then also when we talk about look at gua sha, you can look at the edges as well. So
Yeah.
these ones, it's got like a more like rounded edge.
Yeah.
While these one what I've really painstakingly worked with our craftsmen to keep it very sharp.
Yeah.
So when it comes to motions like lifting under muscle structure, for
Hmm.
example, like really trying to lift the cheekbones,
Yeah.
you can go even deeper.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you go and like purchase it, you can buy one that's one for all. So this one, and maybe the one that you have as well. Maybe the one for you that you have, it might be better for like more the pointy bits, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
But for like larger areas, something like these
Hmm.
are more versatile because you've got the large and then you've got the
Right.
pointedness as well.
Right.
However, there are also many different types that are very, very targeted.
I
Say
need that little
this one
spoon.
is, yeah. So
So,
this one is you can really target like very small areas. Like for example, when we're doing around the eyes, it's very delicate, very small. And if we want to open it, we can actually use with these sharp tips
yeah.
to brush across the muscle. So yeah, it really depends on what you want to do with it. I mean, gua sha. if you translate the word literally, it means scraping sand.
Yeah.
So the traditional Gua Sha motion is just this. So just basically gua like scrape.
Yeah.
So if you do this, you will start to see slight broken capillaries.
Mm-hmm.
And in Chinese medicine, a lot of those capillaries are actually stagnated blood that are, stuck
Yeah.
around. And what you want to do is really break them down
Yeah.
to introduce a recovery and regrowth mode
Right.
for blood to flow much smoother into the
Right.
body. But we are in 2020, and we have been, using Gua Sha for such a long time. I think Gua Sha techniques have evolved, and especially when we're using on the face,
Yeah.
if you combine Gua Sha with lymphatic drainage,
Yeah.
with cross friction massage, which is going opposite, adjacent to the alignment of your muscles,
Mm-hmm.
you can do a lot more. So I would say if the traditional massage would just be this, so you will see a lot of YouTube videos. For example, they're talking about keeping the Gua Sha tool at 45 degrees
Yeah.
and then just do this gently. So then you do that kind of scraping motion. But in terms of, for example, sculpting, like I do a lot of sculpting in my treatments,
Yeah.
then you can keep this in like not almost 90 degrees
Yeah.
and go really deep and then drain across the lymphatic drainage system. So yeah, different ways to do it.
Okay, so this is something I realized after seeing you and after seeing another acupuncturist was that, when you start, that actually, for everything, if you want to sculpt, if you want to say like take the water out of your face, say like you feel like your face is bloated, like you have to make sure that you're working your neck. Like this is actually a really, really important place to make sure you have your attention. So when you wash out your own face or when you have a client, like how would you start? Can we like go through a routine together?
Yeah, of course. Shall we put some face oils?
Yes. Do you want to show us your face oil, because you've got beautiful
Yeah, sure.
beautiful products that you used when I came to see you. And these are all of Ada's own products, and we can include a link to this after. Okay, so I have a little bit of
Thank
oil
you.
on my hands. So that's another important tip, is that you don't want to gua sha on skin that's not lubricated. Otherwise, you're going to cause like a lot of like pulling. That's not good.
Exactly. Exactly. And the more you pull, you are actually creating habitual lines as well.
Yeah, we
Then
don't want
you're actually
no more
defeating that purpose.
pulls.
Yeah. So this is the vitamin F Sebum Detox Concentrate. I've got two versions of the vitamin A and vitamin F. Both of them are we've actually taken some TCM principle, cooling and warming nature,
Yeah.
to combat different issues on the face. So this vitamin F is very cooling. It's got watermelon oil, fir needle in it. Smells so lovely. And it's very light. It's a very light oil. And it doesn't clog the pores, and you can mix it with your serums or mix it with your moisturizer or just wear it as a serum on its own. So when you apply, don't forget the neck and behind your ears, because it's a very important area as well. Face, neck, down until the collarbone. So this technique is basically, I combine lymphatic drainage system and some acupressure points to really help drain it. And just a little bit about lymphatic drainage.
Yeah.
So the system is actually a vessel with a lot of lymphatic nodes, and then with stations where the lymph, all the toxins would be pushed to a place where it will be processed. But it doesn't have a pumping system for the lymphatic system to move by itself. It's all from, the pressure from the heart or any muscle that you're manipulating. So this is I think the core foundation of why I encourage massage every day, even when you actually put skincare on. So to start with, let's start here.
Oh, okay.
And then what we'll do is we'll just go around. Yes.
So we're just gently massaging this area right now.
Exactly. Around this area, there are a lot of lymph nodes. So what we want to do is to just, you know, activate them. And then we go up and then behind the neck, come down to the collarbone. Yeah. So we can do 3 times of each.
And what's the pressure right now that you're applying?
I would say medium pressure. So depending on your tool, my tool, I can actually feel the clicks under the skin. So there are 2, There are 2 areas you can stop at. You can stop at either here.
Yeah.
This is a station. It's like, if you think about rubbish bins. So you're actually pushing the toxins into the rubbish bin to be processed. Yes, this is one area, and this is another area.
And I think it's important to note that, like, also the lymphatic system's very subtle, and that's why I thought it's important to, like, mention you don't need to push super hard, like, to start training the lymph.
Exactly. And then this would be the first time, and then the second we work on this area. So we just put our Gua Sha tool next to our lips, and then dig slightly deep into this, and just slightly, and then go towards the ears, and then just massage it. So we can do 3 times. Go around here. If you've got a line around here, just go under it.
Okay.
Someone is asking, do you want the redness from Gua Sha when you're treating your face, or is that something you try to avoid for the face? So, fortunately, the face, there's no sha. So you can be guaing it, you can be scraping it a lot, but there's no sha. It's really just on the body parts where there will be a lot of sha, a lot of redness. Okay. And then once more. And then this area. So here, you can just go up to the temple.
So every time you pull away, you like massage a little at the end.
Yes, yes. Because the temple is another rubbish bin as well.
Okay.
So we're just pushing them onto all the rubbish bin. Massaging this area is extremely good for people who have got enlarged pores, or people who always have acne around this area. This whole area from here to here is actually belong to the heart and lungs meridians. So they are the heart and lungs zone. So what it does is, a lot of people, when they have got acne around here, it's also an indication of the lungs being quite congested. What we mean by lungs congested is, if you think about lungs like a tree for absorbing all the essences from around the universe, if you have been like very stressed, or moving around very quickly, haven't been really breathing very well, deep into the core all the time, then these acne might actually flare around this area. So then I'm using the other side now, because it gives another sensation, and it actually massage better for this area. And then we end here.
I'm experiencing some redness and like some heat around this area right now.
Exactly.
So what does that mean? Because there's like redness and I feel like heat on this side of my head. What is that an indication of?
So up on top here is liver, where we accumulate a lot of stress, emotions.
Yes, that's probably why this is.
Liver is around here and also around here as well.
Interesting.
So cosmopolitans are very easily to flare up around these areas.
Okay.
Yes. And then the next step, now we have actually kind of done this area.
Yeah.
What we'll do is we look at the cheekbones around here.
Okay.
We use this to just go under. So it's almost like a basket. You want to lift it up.
So you just want to like scoop like
Yeah,
the
scoop
flesh
it.
up. Okay.
Yeah, and when you're scooping, you can scoop from the side. So scoop it surrounding the cheekbone.
And then this is probably good if you're, would this be good if you have like nasolabial folds, you know, like when there's a little
Yes.
bit of like an emptiness between like your
Yeah.
right nostril and maybe like your cheek, which happens as, you know, a lot of us get older, is that we lose volume here and then this
Yeah.
part starts to become more prominent.
Exactly. So the fold, the nasolabial fold, is basically created by what you've mentioned, like a dragginess
Yeah.
of the cheek.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to do here is, because we are draining water, it would actually reduce the weight on here.
Yeah.
That it can then help with diminishing the line here.
Got it. So then again,
Your end
massaging the
here.
rubbish bins.
Exactly.
Here.
So you can do a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And then just effleurage. Effleurage is like a French term that we learn in beauty school. That's just like comforting with like sweeping motions. So you can be sweeping with the edge, or you can be sweeping with your whole piece. Okay, now we have kind of done the face. You can have a look
you can even
on
see the right side of my face is so much.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know
Yeah,
if
exactly.
anyone sees, but like the right side of my face, do you see how much slimmer it is compared to my left side? There's like a visible difference.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's just a few minutes.
Literally, it was 5 minutes, and then this
Yeah.
side of my whole face already is like, it's different, like the shape of it.
Yeah, definitely. So then, now, after we've done this side, we want to do around the eyes.
Yeah.
So when we say we want to do around the eyes, it's really not just the eye area, because if you think about the eyes, it is all connected. Like the ear glands are all connected to the nasal glands around here, and a lot of people get puffiness, gets also like really dark circles.
Yeah.
A lot of that is also because of like clear, like there's an overflowing of nasal fluids around.
Yeah.
So the first thing we want to do is you can use the tip side. I'm using another one. This is our model number 1, the pick. I will just go across the nose, just up and down.
And this is on the right side, right, of the nose?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Just up and down.
And very gently, almost like you're drawing, like you're coloring in a book.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you can start around next to the nostril as well.
And what is this doing right now?
So basically, it's just loosening all the fluids around here. So our nose is here, but all the fluids are actually diffuse across here.
Yeah.
And then what we now start to do is we can start to sculpt our eyes. So 2 points that's very important. First is here. What you do is you can open it and then use the tip of your tool to just scrape it. You should be able to feel a large kind of tendon.
Yeah, I
moving.
feel it. There's like tension there too.
Exactly. So there's like tendon, muscles. So what you're trying to do is you're doing like cross friction massage.
And again, be extra delicate around the eyes as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. And then you can go do the same thing across under your eyebrow
And
by lifting your eyebrow.
yeah. Is this, are you doing it inside the occipital bone, like the eye bone, or are you doing it above it? Like the
I'm
eye
doing above
socket. Are
it.
you going into the eye socket?
Let me think. Above it.
Above it, okay.
Yeah, above it.
This feels so good right now because
Yeah.
I had a bit of a headache this morning and I felt like the
Ah,
pressure like here.
yes. This is a great one for this. Okay. And then can you feel the difference in your eyes
Yeah,
on like when you
I
look?
actually feel like heat being released from my right eye right now.
Yeah.
And there's still tension on my left side, but I'm starting to feel the tension released from the right side of my eye. Even like I feel like it seems brighter on this side. Like for me looking out, like I feel like I see better through this eye versus this one.
Yeah. Great. Now then the second bit is to tackle all the dark circles and blood that are stagnated around here. I
Yeah.
mean, like we are examples of Chinese faces. You
Yeah.
know, this is our anatomy. But for people who are Caucasian or who have like taller nose, where the gap between the eyes
Mm,
and the nose is closer,
yeah.
um, there's blood stagnated even easier, and then the dark circles can be even darker because of that.
Yeah.
Um, so if you like, if whoever is here, you can take a look. If your blood around here is kind of purple and green, just keep remember that color. Now we're just going to start to release all of it. So what we'll do is we'll open this area and then around here, and then just go across it.
So are you doing this gently in a straight line or are you going back? Oh, you're kind of going back and forth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So it's like a
so this,
left, right. It's like this motion.
yeah. So you're actually, let me see if you can see this. Ah. So the occipital muscle
Yeah.
goes, we're actually going across them.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Yeah. I feel like
and
a lot of
then
little tendons in here as well.
exactly, exactly. And then you can start pushing upwards and then drain it out.
So you do this with your finger now.
Yes. So, because if you just keep doing this, it can be quite vigorous for the whole
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
So if you do a little bit of that, and then obviously you can push it across, but you can incorporate your hands as well. So the drainage direction for the eyes is inwards and
Always in.
outwards.
Yeah. Always
Yeah,
this way. So you always go in towards the center of your eye and then you pull out to
exactly.
one of the dumping zones right here.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So we've done this area under the eyebrow and here. Now we want to release on
Yes.
top of the eyebrow because this is a big part where it kind of, I always feel like because of all these tension, there's always this
Yeah.
big cloud around that goes like
Yeah.
dripping the whole eyes off. So what you can do, like depending on your shape, what we want to do is really just to again color all the tendons on top of your eyebrow.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be doing this, or you can also be doing pressure points, just pressing into it.
Mm-hmm.
They are quite big sensation points around here, so you'll be able to feel it.
Can I just go like this and pull?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, you can do this definitely. And when you do this, you can do it sideways,
Mm-hmm.
or you can do it upwards. And when you do upwards, you can end at the hairline. Around the hairline, there are so many meridian points.
Yeah. So you would do the little massage at the end of like this as well every time you pull back.
Exactly. And some people would get a zap at the back of the
Yeah,
head
I
as
feel
well to
the
bring.
back of my. Also, right now,
Exactly.
for everyone who's watching, I'm just gonna tell you what I feel. But I feel since going over here and like my forehead, I feel like an immense amount of heat being released out of my eye and out of my forehead area. Like a lot of tension is being released, a lot of heat, and you can see like my face is a little rosy right now.
So, and if then you have got super dark circle, then
Mm.
I would also suggest to move super dark circle and like eye bags, puffiness. You
Mm-hmm.
can do a bit more around this area as
Yeah.
well. So what we'll do is we can start just by, you know, just comforting it,
Yeah.
just to give it a warm up all around the eye area.
Yeah.
And then as we are doing this, you remember we did this just now?
Yeah.
We'll do more, but we'll move outwards. So
Uh,
we are still going inwards,
yeah.
but we do slightly more across the occipital bone.
Got
So
it.
not too close to the eyes, because that you're basically poking your eyes, but
Uh-huh.
just
I don't want that.
at the edge. Yeah, at the edge.
Yeah, this is really interesting because like most videos that you see, they just tell you to use the longest edge and like to pull, but you should actually
Yeah,
use the pointy parts of your tip, like of your tool, as like a little pen to do like, the much more subtle work, like around your eye,
exactly.
around your nasal labial fold.
Exactly. And because like different people's problems are different.
Yeah,
Some people need more time to do under eye bags. Some people
yeah,
need to treat wrinkles. So yeah, so I think that's a beauty of the different shapes of
yeah.
Gua Sha tools as
And
well.
then
And then obviously now we're done. We can do just our hands just to massage, and then just go outwards. I think massage is something very good during this period of time where every touch would release endorphins for
yeah.
for our mind. So good. And then we can always end here.
And then do you
Yeah.
push down on this area here when you,
Yeah, you can do pulses
yeah,
around here, or just resting your hand here. Do deep breaths.
mm,
Sometimes when I feel super puffy and I'm lazy, and I would just put my hands here, deep breath, and like do some visualization.
mm,
Just imagine you're moving this area. I always
mm.
imagine here to be like little waves,
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
little waves going across here.
So someone just asked
So
a really good question. Because we've been talking a lot about issues that you may have with your face, but someone asked that they've noticed lines on their neck as they've gotten older. So can Gua Sha help with neck? Because like I mean, I naturally have always had like necklines ever since I was a child,
me
but
too.
for
Yeah.
some people it really bothers them. So can Gua Sha help with that?
Well, I think Gua Sha, obviously we need to know our limits. If you really
Yeah.
want to eliminate the line, it will be a filler treatment. But but what it can really help is by draining all the excess fluids. It can drain a lot of the weight out of these areas. Then your lines can be diminished.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Another is lifting.
Mm,
So you can use this to help the alignment of your neck.
yeah.
So what you do is you just go upwards,
Yeah.
Um, Under here, there is a very stimulating point for blood to flow around
Yeah.
this area.
Yeah.
So what you can do is then maybe use this one to
Mm-hmm.
come up and then just rest your chin on top of it. Can you
Can,
feel that
can you see?
that
Can you
my
do your profile? Because I'm not quite
yeah.
sure where.
So basically it's just, you know, the bone is
Yeah.
just in that gap between the bone.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you can actually,
This feels
yeah,
so
go all.
good.
So you can actually just go even across the bone line,
Mm-hmm.
just to massage to stimulate blood to come to the neck area.
Yeah. Oh, this feels so good.
I know you have very different sensations around the neck, around
Because
this area.
a lot of people have like a really people don't realize that the whole face, right? So much tension we hold in our jaw. And because we hold it here, you know, the rest of our face is just one single, you know, it's like a sheet, right? Pulled down simultaneously. So you really have to focus when you do your gua sha, you know, all over, like not just focusing here, but like all over because everything is connected.
Exactly, like even like body alignment and all the tension can affect how your water goes in
Mm-hmm.
in the face as well, all the blood and water flow as well.
Yeah.
For example, if someone, I've got a lot of clients who have got like TMJ problems where
Yeah.
they just grind a lot. And
Yeah.
actually, a lot of us might be grinding when we sleep without even knowing.
Yeah.
So then another thing that you can either incorporate with, you know, the lifting massage that we did just now, or
Yeah.
just as an individual thing, is that to massage the masseter muscle. So
Mm-hmm.
masseter is our chew muscle. It's the largest, it's the strongest muscle in our whole entire body. So it's here. You'd be able to, when you put your fingers there and then open your mouth and close, you'll be able to feel that
It's
muscle
huge.
around there.
It's like,
It's huge,
like,
right? So this muscle is even stronger than your thighs. Can you imagine?
whoa.
'Cause it crushes almond, you know, tear fibers of meat, etc. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
what you can do is you can pull your tool around. If you can't
Yeah.
find it, just put the tool on top, open and close, and you'll be able to find it. And then just this muscle is so big, just
Yeah.
dig in.
Yeah.
Um, and you don't really feel pain in massaging this muscle even with larger if stronger pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So what you can do is really, so now I'm just kind of going on top of the muscle.
Yeah.
Another way to do it is to go thick underneath of it,
Mm.
and this muscle goes to the back to the front of the ears as well. So it's a
Yeah.
very long large piece of muscle. And if you
Yeah.
put a bit of pressure on the in front of your ears, you might actually feel quite sensitive
Yeah.
because that's actually touching all the junctions of the bones and the
Yeah.
muscles as well around this very frequently used place.
It feels really good, actually.
Yeah.
It feels very, very good.
And there are a few like magic points, I would say, for TMJ for these muscles. So if you go in front of your ears,
Yeah.
if you try to find a point where it's dimmed in, it's like
Mm-hmm.
a hole.
Yeah.
That
Feel
if you
it.
open your mouth, it's actually the bone that comes down.
Yeah.
If you use your tip to
Mm-hmm.
just massage inside the bone, it gives a very strong sensation, but
Mm-hmm.
very nice. And this is so good for people who've got headache, who
Yeah.
can't sleep. And this actually goes beyond to
Ah. Oh yeah, I feel it. I feel
the
like a lot
head.
of knots
You
back.
can feel it. Exactly. So it goes into your head as well.
So you brought up something, interesting. So I never thought of this, but say, I mean, many of us are dealing with, added anxiety, stress in our lives. And when we initially had our first call, you mentioned that you can use Gua Sha in so many different ways, if you have insomnia, if you have headaches. So I think, um, how would you use this tool to address maybe, you're not sleeping very well and you want to have a better like nighttime routine. You want to, sleep more fully.
So I think the easiest way is to do around the ears,
Really?
because here,
Okay.
here um, is the meridian. We call it the triple burner. So triple burner is the meridian that controls our nervous system, emotion, and it affects our emotions as well. So the easiest way to do is, if you've got something like this, or those that you got, you can just put it in front of here and then just massage across.
Right.
So this would be the first step. It can feel quite strong. The closer you get to the ears, the stronger it can get.
Yeah.
And then it will be, you can do a head massage.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to, ask you to remember the points and all that, but I would say the first point to do for the head would be, Bai Hui is the 100th meeting point. So
back here
on top of your head, yes. So you can use your Gua Sha tool to just stimulate that. You can either use a tip to just, just put your hand and put some weight on.
Yeah.
And then just press all across your whole head. So your head has a lot of meridian points. You can just
And how about like, I'm just asking you all my body ailments right now. So for me, I mean, even though I'm at home, I'm like obviously I'm not going out, I still have a lot of tension around my neck. And I think, a lot of people are on our phones a lot. We're like maybe watching too many like Netflix movies, and our necks and our shoulders just become so so tight. And as we know, right, like again, the neck, the back of the neck, the front of the neck, it affects how our face looks, right? So if your neck is tight back here, then your face is going to kind of reflect that. So how if I have like tightness back here, how would I address that with the Gua Sha?
So there will be two things that you can do with Gua Sha. I'm just trying to take off my... So the first thing is really Gua. So for this large area, you can do more, right? So it's not just putting the pressure, being very targeted. You can actually be more free flow and do more things. So the first thing is Gua. Gua is basically really just... what you can do is you can be scraping it.
Got it.
So mind you, you might get some redness coming out. I get very red very easily across here.
Same.
Because I do have a lot of toxins around here. So you can be doing it with right hand, right shoulder, or depending on how your hands are, you can be doing it with your left hand. So you might be able to see quite a lot of redness as you're actually doing this. So this will be the first step.
I mean, I'm exhibiting a lot of there's a lot of like toxins and like tightness here.
Oh wow.
There's a lot.
Then and then also the base of your skull. So this is actually like Gua Sha is great because the material is very hard. So you can actually use less strength, but you can actually really massage the area. So you can be just doing like massage areas like circular motions. And then pushing them all downwards. And even across the lymphatic drainage system. Okay. So this is the first step that you can do. And then the second would really be finding, you know, digging into the muscles. So you can be using your tool and digging it into the muscles that are really tight. For example, here. So it would be dig and gua.
Yeah.
So go in
Yeah.
and then gua.
Okay.
So then you're building it up. So you're just guaing in the surface,
Yeah.
and then you dig in, and then you gua.
Got it.
Exactly. So that's very local.
Yeah.
But if you imagine, you know, hunching a lot, looking at the phone, this area gets very tight as well.
Yeah.
So what you can do is, I would suggest using opposite like hands to the side. So
Okay.
I'm doing right side, so I'll be using my left hand. I'll just make sure you drop your shoulder. Breathe in. From the center of it, just go across. So this area, it's our rib cage, but because our heart pumps through this area, and every inhale and exhale, we use this area as well. A lot of the little muscles are very tired here. It's actually quite sore, I think.
Yeah.
And then this will be the first step. Second, you can be doing dig in and circle motion.
Got it.
So you can feel the knots as well.
This feels so good. I've never done it
right?
before. Even like with my little tool, and
exactly.
It's really getting in there, and I'm like not even applying that much pressure. And I also, I have like a lot of tightness underneath my arm as well from like being on my phone so much.
Yeah. And then in between the breaths, you can also be digging in. And then just above your diaphragm, there's a point that's got quite a strong sensation as well. So what you can do is, I'm actually using this facing upwards.
Yeah.
So because I want to dig the point from below, massage it from below.
Got it. So it's like
exactly. And then you can slightly go upwards. Can you feel?
Yeah, I can feel. That's definitely a strong sensation.
Yeah. And then we can gently just, avalanche comfort it.
Got it. So there was someone else.
So another.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The last thing with your arm.
Yeah.
Like this area, there's a very big tendon.
Yeah.
You can even feel it, right?
Yeah.
Just the junction. Try and dig it in. You will.
Yeah.
So this we call tendon picking. Like in TCM, it's really just finding the tendon and then almost like playing it like the cello string.
Yeah.
Just by moving it, you're actually moving a lot of the tensions around the muscle. And just pumping blood to the area, so it kind of revitalizes.
Yeah, increases like the mobility here.
Exactly.
Oh, wow, that was like a full body workout. I didn't even expect that.
Yeah.
So someone asked, is Gua Sha okay for all types of skin types? Because I think someone said that she has very, very sensitive skin. So she wants to know if Gua Sha is okay for that.
Yes. Gua Sha is, you can do it for all skin type. It really depends on how you do it and the strength that you are doing it. So obviously, if you've got very sensitive skin, you should be starting with more like gentle motions, just to test your skin and test your tolerance, just like using retinol. So I would say start with just very gentle motions.
Mm-hmm.
But if you still want to get that kind of sculpting effect,
Yeah.
you can start with gentle motion around the skin, but with the key areas, still do that kind of digging and massaging, because this kind of digging and massaging, you're not scraping the sand, you're actually moving muscles. So it
Yeah.
shouldn't affect the sensitivity of your skin.
Right. Okay, that's good to hear. So I gua sha. Can you ever like over gua sha? Like, can you gua sha every day? And if you do it every day, what time should you do it? Like, should you do it in the morning? Is it part of your morning routine, or do you do it at night?
I would say like full gua sha that we have been doing just now, for example,
Yeah.
um, with quite a vigorous movement to the lymphatic drainage system, or even these gua, I would say these are more, I would say, ty- aggressive gua sha
Yeah.
that should be done in the evening,
Yeah.
because if you imagine you're activating your lymphatic drainage system, you're actually trying to push all the exits, in your tired muscles. Your
Yeah.
body is actually be quite tired.
Mm,
Usually, after a gua sha session, you can feel very just like a jellyfish, basically,
yeah.
flabby
Yeah.
jellyfish. So you should be. The body is telling you that you should be sleeping.
Mm,
Um, but you can incorporate gua sha in your morning routine, definitely, but
yeah.
you can be doing it much quicker and much more targeted. So, for
Got it.
example, the scripting, I'll be doing, basic of this,
Yeah.
and then just go across the face, and then I go straight to lifting,
Got it.
and then also massaging the chew muscle,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe a little bit around the eyes, and that's it.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, it's really amazing. There's so many things that you can do, like with Gua Sha. And I think now, we live in kind of this era of like Botox and fillers and like quick fixes. But
Mm.
like, I just Gua Sha'd half my face, and this is a quick fix. Like, you can see immediately the difference between, like this side of my face and this side. So,
Yeah,
yeah, it's really amazing.
definitely. And also, like, I think I have just been talking to a client who has
Yeah.
got two little girls that are just so restless at home, and that she was just asking me, is there any massage technique you can teach me to,
Yeah.
like, so they can sleep easier, faster? There's one, I would say, I personally think it's a miracle point, that we can definitely all use, either you're a kid or you're a restless adult.
Hmm.
It's a point that's inside the ears. So
Mm.
we call that a sympathetic point. Basically, science has actually proven that as you're stimulating it, the brainwave is the same as you're just falling asleep. So what we want to do is we want to go
Here.
into our earlobes, yeah,
Yeah.
inside,
Yeah.
and then you if you try and go up and down, you would be able to feel.
Hmm.
So this, you can either massage up and down,
Yeah.
or you can just take a deep breath and then give it a good punch.
Mm.
So that's, I think, a very good point. I can feel the imbalance in on one side to the other.
Yeah, I mean, after all that drainage that we just did, I just generally feel like this side of my face is a lot lighter and it's less tight than this whole side here, which is, really amazing considering we only did this very quickly.
Yeah,
I don't know. Should we just do the other side of the face? I mean, we've got
of
like,
course,
a few more
of
minutes left.
course.
For anyone who's
Yeah.
showing up like right now who didn't get the very beginning, Ada and I we're gonna do the left sides of our face, so that it can match the right side.
Okay.
So yes, you must apply oil. Someone asked. You do not want to do this on dry skin.
Yeah, someone also asked, like, can you put a serum instead of oil
Mm,
earlier? When you
yeah,
say serum, if it's a gel serum, I wouldn't actually recommend because a gel serum can even go like we call like fish scale
yeah.
effect. So it can yeah, so it's best to have some face oil. So we just start in the middle, massage a little bit, and then move up, go round the lymphatic drainage system. You can do this 3 times. Okay, and then this area, stop it in front of the ears
Hmm.
and just massage. So you can be lifting your nasolabial fold as we're doing this.
It feels so good to massage at the end of the ear.
Exactly. Anywhere around the ear is great for really like releasing
Mm,
tensions. You can be stretching your ears as well. It's something
mm.
that I do a lot with my cousin's little son. Okay, and then so we've done this area. Now we can do the chew muscle. Open and close your mouth. Feel it.
Hmm.
Okay, so we can just go around the muscle.
There's so much tension here. We never realized
Exactly.
it.
And whoever is doing this, make sure you are also like not putting a lot of tension on your shoulder. Just relax your shoulder. Just use the tool. Make use of the tool. And then now you can intensify it by digging under this muscle and go around. So yeah, and then end in front of the ears, and then this area. And then now we can start to scalp and lift our cheekbone. So following the bone around the cheek
Hmm.
area, just dig in and lift. So when we want to dig in and lift, we want to make sure that we're digging in and lifting from within, but
Yeah.
not digging in and just squeezing this. So what you
Got
can see is I don't have lines here, but if you have line, you will be creating habitual lines
it.
here. So what you'll do is like dig in and just
Yeah.
massage from within. And then go around. Great. And then just comfort it. And then now we want to work on the eye area. So we can,
Hmm.
I switch to a smaller tool. So what we do is we will just release all the fluids that's around the nasal area. So you can be just going up and down and even go just next to your nostril.
This feels really good too right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Relaxing.
Okay, now then we start to release tension around the eyes. So open this, give it some space, and then cross friction. Go across the alignment of your muscles, just under your brow bone, and then go across your brow.
This could potentially have like an eye, like an eye lifting effect as well, right?
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. Okay. And then under the eye. So go across and go around the occipital bone, doing the same thing. Okay. Then on top of your brow bone, someone is asking, is it better to use small, fast motions around the eye? Well, I think smaller motions is better, definitely, because of it being a very small area. Doesn't need to be fast. You can be doing slower
Mm.
and deeper. Okay. And then just simply going across on your forehead, lifting as well.
We have 2 more minutes left before
Perfect.
this live. But see, this is literally in less than about 5 minutes. That half the face, and you can see my face is more balanced now
Oh, wow.
compared
Yes.
to the right side. It's like slimmer. And I am going to have this up in my on my YouTube channel for anybody who wants to view this. And you can find all of the tools, not my tool, but the ones that Ada used today. You can find all of them and the oils that she used on her handle. And if you have any Gua Sha questions, make sure you send it to Ada because she knows so much about this. And you're based in London.
Yes.
Unfortunately, none of us are going out anytime soon. But if you're in London and, you know, when things cool off, when everything kind of normalizes again, if you're in London, make sure to pay a visit.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, so thank you so much to everybody who joined today. Hope you learned some cool new things about Gua Sha. And I definitely did. I feel so much better.
Awesome.
Thank you so much and take
Thank you so
care.
much.
Be safe.
Stay
Make sure you
safe,
watch out.
everybody.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.